and this video is going to be for New Days Old Ways. She asked, it was a request by her to make this video, and I decided to go ahead and do a live stream. So what she asked is, what's my opinion on the election? And what are some potential blowback scenarios that could occur as a result of the election, and how can we prepare for them? We're going to get into those questions at the beginning of this video, and at the end of the video, we're going to go ahead and talk about some recent developments in Mexico that I think everyone needs to be aware of, and these developments are extremely concerning. Hey, Stan, good to see you. I haven't seen you in a while. Watchman, good to see you. I'm just down here at the ranch. I'm hunting pigeons. I got my slingshot out here, and we'll address those questions when more people come in. But that's going to be the gist of the video today. Katie asked me to make this video, and so I'm making this video. I'm sorry for not making videos in a while. I've had a lot of stuff going on. My wife is about to give birth soon. We got our third baby boy on the way, and any day now. He's already dropped, and so her water could break at any moment. But I'm down here at the ranch hunting pigeons because they eat all of the seeds from my wheat bale, and they're getting fat. So as far as I'm concerned, those are my pigeons. I've been feeding them for months, so I'm going to go ahead and bring some meat home if I can. Anyways, so good to see you guys in here. We've got 11. Stan, Watchman, New Days Old Ways. Good to see you. This is your video. This video's for you. So we got 11 in here. We'll go ahead and get into the meat and potatoes of this video. So Katie asked, what are my thoughts on the election? You guys know I don't usually like to address things that I think are talked about by most other YouTubers. The whole premise of the channel is Uncommon News, and we will get into some Uncommon News. I think very, very important news to talk about. Very important, that especially for preppers along the border. So please stick with me to the end of this video. So my thoughts on the election. Now, not only is it obvious that Donald Trump won the popular vote, but he won the popular vote in spite of all the election fraud that occurred during this election. And let me explain to you, right? We saw a few months ago Muckraker break the story down in Mexico. He went down to one of those camps in Mexico, one of those NGO camps, and what he saw, what he documented, was that these NGOs were encouraging illegal immigrants to vote during this election. There were flyers and pamphlets all over the camp, not only telling the illegal immigrants that they can vote, but that they should vote, and that they should vote for Kamala Harris. In spite of that, we know that they voted. There's video footage of them bragging about voting illegally, right? And I'll leave a link in the description after I post this video of where you can see some of those videos, because those videos have been posted, right? It happened. That actually happened. Illegal immigrants did vote, right? So in spite of that, Donald Trump still won, right? And keep this in mind. I want you to keep this in mind. The only states that the Democrats won this time around were states that do not require voter ID. Think about that. They were, so did they really win the popular vote in those states? Did they really? I question that, because we already know that tens of millions of illegal immigrants were brought into the country to vote illegally. And the only states that the Democrats won were states that did not require voter ID. So did they really win the popular vote in those states? I question that. I seriously question that. There's evidence. There's evidence that illegal immigrants voted not only in one polling station, but multiple polling stations. And they had multiple IDs. So anyways, so that's what I think about the election, right? And so some blowback scenarios, or some things we could expect Trump to do because of that, is advocate for basically federalizing the elections. He might not advocate for federalizing the elections, but what I could see happening is that he's going to advocate for a voter ID, right? And there's going to be a lot of legal pushback for that if they try to force it down from the feds, right? Because election law, it's up to the states to have their own elections, right? They could encourage them to have identification standards, right? They could strongly encourage that. And if they do, and the states comply, I think what we could see being rolled out is what Greg Zanetti was advocating for in his 2022 election campaign for New Mexico governor. And so, any of you guys who've been subscribed to my channel for any amount of time, you remember when I asked Greg Zanetti those questions about the ID that he was advocating for. He was shilling for a Microsoft-based biometric ID, a biometric blockchain-based voter ID. Okay, and what that means is your data and everything would be on a blockchain, and they could use it. They would use it for everything. He said it himself. This isn't coming from me. This is coming from him. The ID is privately owned technology. That's his words. It's not publicly owned technology. It's privately owned technology, and it would replace your social security number. Right? We need to, so what? Whether Trump advocates for that himself or not, we need to be aware of that potential and push back against it, right? Because we don't want a social credit score. We don't want biometric ID. We want voter ID, right? Voter ID would be a good thing, but biometric blockchain-based voter ID, no. That's what the CCP has. That's what the globalists want. If it's that's as close to the mark of the beast as you can get. And so we need to really, make sure he does not advocate for something like that, and that the states don't advocate for something like that. But it is justified, right? Voter ID is justified now, right? And so you could expect to see a lot of people advocating for voter ID. The ID that we have now is good enough as far as I'm concerned. Our thumbprint by itself is good enough, right? You put your thumbprint, just like other countries, you place your vote, you put your thumbprint on it, and that's it. It's over. They don't need to question your signature after that. They don't need to say, how many times did he vote here? No, you got your thumb on a database. You put your thumb on an electronic thumbprint analyzer, right? Or just a regular thumbprint. And it's without question. You don't need all this fancy nonsense. So we need to be aware, on the lookout for things like that. And that's basically where I see that we need to go. But so that's to answer Katie's question. New days, old ways. I hope you're still here. Looks like I lost quite a few of you. Anyways, but nevertheless, that's what I think about the election. That's what I think we need to watch out for. And as far as the developments in Mexico that I mentioned in the beginning, we'll go ahead and start addressing those. Now, as preppers, we need to really pay attention to what's going on in the border. Okay, now, if you're not aware, a couple days ago here in El Paso, Border Patrol seized 12,000 rounds of commie ammo, right? This was 7.62 by 39. And from the photos, when you look at the photos that CBP released of this ammunition, it appeared to be Russian-made 7.62 by 39, right? This is the ammo that they use in their AK-47s. We're talking Chinese use this, Russians use this, North Koreans use this, and a lot of militaries in South America use this ammo. So, 7.62 by 39. What did I say? Did I not say that? But anyways, it appeared to be Tula ammo. So it appeared to be Russian-made ammunition. So it was 12,000 rounds. It looked like it might have been on its way to Arizona. And with all the shenanigans going on in Arizona, that's a very troubling development. That's not the only thing I'm talking about, though. When I said there's very serious developments, please pay close attention to what I'm saying right now. We're going to address it right now. the Sinaloa cartel and the Jalisco New Generation cartel have formed an alliance, and they now have air support. They have air superiority over the other cartels in Mexico. This is a recent development. This just occurred. There is footage and evidence of the Sinaloa cartel dropping bombs on other cartel members from aircraft. The Sinaloa, let me say it again. The Sinaloa cartel now has an air force, and the Jalisco New Generation cartel has joined forces with them. If you know anything about the Jalisco New Generation cartel, they are famous for their weaponized drones that they use. Okay, they're the ones that have weaponized drones. They drop bombs and incendiary devices on their rival cartels using drones, and they have just aligned themselves with the Sinaloa cartel. This is huge. We're talking about major military advancements in the Mexican cartels. They have air support. They have an air force now, and if you live on the border, you need to be aware of these things. Now, let me tell you something. The cartels fly drones in and out of our nation with impunity. They do it every day, every hour. There are dozens of drones that go back and forth from Mexico into the United States. I know this for a fact. Okay, I have seen the evidence. I've seen the proof from authorities here in El Paso. Okay, so not only are they already penetrating our airspace with drones, they're also penetrating our airspace with actual fixed wing aircraft, with actual aircraft, Cessnas and whatnot. The place I'm at right now in New Mexico, I'm in the ranch I go to here in New Mexico where I keep my animals. The cartels fly right over the ranch that I'm at in airplanes, and they land at a residential community, not even a half a mile away from me. Okay, so I see it firsthand. I see it. Okay, I'm right next to the Santa Teresa airport. Okay, this is where they bring drugs in on aircraft, and not just like actual private aircraft, but drones. Okay, so I'm seeing it. Okay, and now their aircraft have munitions. Now their aircraft have missiles and bombs, and they have an air force now. Think about that for a second. They're already penetrating our airspace with their private aircraft. They're already penetrating our airspace with their drones. And now we have to worry about those drones being weaponized. Now we have to worry about those private aircraft being weaponized. Okay. So it's really important to keep an eye on what's going on here in El Paso. And not a lot of people are aware of these developments. Okay. I have not seen a single YouTuber, not one single YouTuber, bringing these points up. It's very disturbing, guys, because there are a lot of very, very popular and influential YouTubers. They have huge platforms. I know for a fact they do have the same intel, or at least they do have the same access to the intel that I have, and they don't think it's important to talk about it. I guess that kind of information doesn't get many views. I mean, for crying out loud, that's the kind of stuff I talk about. I can't even get 50 people on my stream. So, but I don't care. I don't care about the views. I care about getting the information out to you. And that's what they should care about too, but they don't get it out there. And the reason I know, here's the main reason I know that they have access to the same intel that I get. Because Tracking Terrorism put out the email days ago. They put out the analysis days ago in their newsletter. And I know that these YouTubers sign up for the Tracking Terrorism newsletter. It's open source intelligence. It's free. It's a free open source intel newsletter. If you're not signed up for it, you should sign up for it, right? So, I mean, you can go on their website. You can pay for the whole, the package, which includes a lot of military analysis and things like that. But they also have a free newsletter, right? So, but anyways, I'm being redundant on this, but you guys need to be prepared for the Democrats to not give up the helm so easily, and to potentially, I don't know, initiate some kind of kinetic problem here in the United States. You need to be ready for a fight, for a physical fight, because we're seeing what these lefties on TikTok are advocating for. It's insane. It's insane. The type of things that they're saying on TikTok, it's unhinged lunacy. And I don't say that to be mean to them. I don't say that to, that's actually what it is. Okay. They're advocating for murdering people. There's countless videos of them talking about just randomly shooting Republicans now, poisoning their drinks, poisoning their food, how to poison their food. It's insane. They're terroristic threats, right? It's illegal what they're doing, but nevertheless, they're doing it anyways. So, when you go out to dinner, you go out to have a boba or something, you need to pay close attention to who's serving you your drink, who's serving you your food. They're talking about identifying each other now with these blue bracelets. I don't care about that kind of stuff, but this is how you can identify them too, right? They said they're going to start wearing blue bracelets. They're shaving their hair. They're saying they're advocating for abstaining from relations with men now, and that's fine. As a white Christian male, as a white Christian conservative, I can get behind the 4B movement. I support them in their abstinence, right? I strongly support that. But all jokes aside, they're advocating for murdering you if you voted for Trump. Flat out. So yes, be ready for a fight. I don't put this kind of thing past them that they could start an actual kinetic conflict here in this country, right? So be ready for that. The cartels now have an air force with drones and with fixed wing private aircraft, little Cessnas and stuff. So it's paramilitary, but that doesn't matter. It's the potential for them to cause major havoc is there. And about 8 years ago, no, it's not 8 years ago, it's like 9 years ago now. About 9 years ago, DHS put out a memo regarding fentanyl being used as a weapon of mass destruction, right? And what they concluded is that it could be carried on a drone and dropped over large crowds of people. So you really need to watch out for that. Be aware of open air large crowds. If you're in a large crowd and it's an open air crowd, you need to watch out for drones, because DHS warned us about this almost 10 years ago, and the threat is real. So not only could they just drop fentanyl from a drone, but they could also aerosolize it. That was one of the other things that they warned us about. So to answer your question, Katie, there you go. Those are my thoughts. Those are my thoughts on the election. It's obvious that Donald Trump not only won the popular vote, but he won the popular vote in spite of all of the fraud that did take place. And I think he's going to advocate for I think he's going to try to get some kind of federalized voter ID. I don't know if he will do it, if he'll be able to do it, because it's very clear that the states have authority over that. But the only states that the Democrats won were states that do not require voter ID. So if that happens, they're screwed. And if that does happen, we need to make sure that they don't advocate for a blockchain-based ID, and that's about that. So anyways, guys, there are things we really need to keep our eyes on. And at the end of the day, it comes down to you, monitoring these things on your own. I got a lot of things going on, and so I apologize for not making videos as often as I usually do. But my wife is about to give birth, and so I need to focus on what's more important. So let me go ahead and get to your comments real quick. Let me see. So we got Watchman in here. Good to see you. Stan, good to see you. New days, old ways. Good to see you. Arnold, good to see you. Let's see. Any questions in there? Stan the man, Watchman, new days. One monkey captured us. Yeah, oh yeah, monkeys in South Carolina. Yeah, a lot of people are talking about that. I try not to opine on things that are being talked about. Now they're cutting off the migrants, possibly create the opposition. And yeah, Watchman, I think, when Trump goes and tries to round them up, we're already seeing them. These illegal immigrants are uniting, right? They're already forming a large groups in places like New York City, right? So this shows, what this displays is organization. And that's a troubling and concerning development in itself as well, because if they are organized and they are armed, then it's going to be a bloodbath. It's going to be really hard to round them up and send them out. And what we're going to have is a standing army here on our land that we have to deal with. And come what may, we'll have to assist with that. But yes, that's a potential itself. There are millions of them that Trump is saying he's going to round up, and I do not think that they're going to just willingly surrender themselves to him or to the police, right? There was already, we're already seeing these Venezuelan gangs murdering police. They're already shooting police. Other cartel members in Mexico have authorized their members to shoot border patrol. Okay, so the war on the border has already begun. It just has not been declared, right? Border Patrol recently, if you're not aware, Border Patrol has recently opened fire on cartel members along the border. They're actually being attacked physically. They're being shot at, right? There is already a war on the border. And when it escalates, because it will escalate, when it escalates, what you can expect to see are the Venezuelan man-pads being brought up. Well, really, they're Iranian, but you'll see man-portable air defense systems brought up to the border in Mexico. And mark my words, CBP helicopters are going to be brought down. They're going to be shot down with Iranian-made man-portable air defense systems. Okay, and some of the easy targets that they're going to go after are the oil refineries along the Gulf Coast of Texas, Louisiana, and all that stuff. They're going to go. I've said that on my channel here for years. I've said they're going to use Iranian drones to attack the oil refineries. But now it's not just Iranian drones that they have. There's a potential that the Venezuelans could have Iranian-made hypersonic cruise missiles now that cannot be intercepted. And why do I say that? Because Venezuela and Iran has an alliance. They if you're not aware, and I've said this many times on my channel, I'll say it again. Iran builds and operates the oil refineries in Venezuela. So you need to pay attention to what they're doing, because those are some of the things that they can do. Anyways, my friend just showed up here, and I think he's gonna want to. We're looking at a wagon for his horses. It's an old Mennonite wagon that we found, so I need to go talk to him. But the pigeons are numerous here too, so I need to go ahead and take one out real quick. But anyways, guys, I didn't see any questions in the live stream. Any questions that were posed there. New York City buses can take them to Del City and work the fields. Yeah, Del City. You know about Del City? I'm not too far from Del City. But let's see if I can get one of these pigeons. Hold on a sec. Shh. Quiet, I'm hunting rabbits. They're eating my grain. And they're getting fat. They flew away. Anyways, I was there. Dang. Anyways, guys, yeah, I copy these slingshots. This is called a Mulligan Special. It's from like the 1950s. I love this thing. But I copied them. I make copies of them, and I sell them on eBay for $10. Oh, speaking of that. Man, there was a guy from some church in Tennessee that said that they were going to buy 50 sets of armor plates from me. And I said, "Oh, okay, well, let me go ahead and get them ready for you." And so, and that's 100 plates. That's what 50 sets. So there's 2 plates in each set. So he was like, "Yeah, our church is going to buy 20 sets from you at first, and then 30 sets. So that's 50 sets. So that's 100 plates." So I went out and I got the material, got it all cut up, and got it ready and everything. And it fell through. So I spent all this money getting the plates ready for him, and they didn't buy them. So the reason I'm telling you this is because I have a deal. There's a special deal on my armor plates now. I'm selling them free shipping. I wasted my money doing that for him, right? They said they were going to buy 100 plates, and they didn't buy it. So I have 100 armor plates sitting around, and I just want to get rid of them. So I'm offering free shipping on my armor plates if you guys are interested. They're $20 a plate, so $40 a set, free shipping. And these plates can stop pretty much every single handgun round that you would encounter. It's like essentially like a 3A rating. It's not, they don't stop rifle rounds, but you know the most common threat that you face in the United States is a pistol round. Most people that are murdered, they're murdered by pistol caliber weapons. So that's why, you know, I try to make something that everybody can afford. And I have a lot of overstock right now. I have 100 plate overstock. I'm just a small operation, but I do have a lot of overstock right now. So, okay, the pigeons came back. I need to just leave the window down. They just flew away. Dang. Oh, man, they're all gone now. All gone. Okay. Well, anyways. All right, that's probably it. I'm going to put the slingshot down. Anyways, guys, that's my 2 cents on everything. Katie asked for this for me to make this video. So Katie, new days old ways. This video was for you. I'm gonna get going. I'm on the ranch. Let me show you my donkeys real quick. I'm gonna let you take them. You see the brown one is mine. The white one in the middle is mine, and the white one on the end, she used to be mine, but I sold her to a friend of mine, and he's trying to make mammoth donkeys with her. So that's what I'm doing, just down here at the ranch, just hanging out. But I'm gonna go talk to my friend now. So anyways, guys, thanks for watching, thanks for listening. As always, don't forget, help out your neighbors.